And welcome back inside the Collins Arena as we get ready for the second game of our doubleheader as Brookdale tonight hosts Middlesex. I'm Brian Gouchard along with Tim Catalfamo. Brookdale enters with a record of 2-1, both wins here at home and both in convincing fashion. And Tim, I think the one thing that stands out about this team through the first three games, it's not just one player getting the job done, they're getting it done collectively as a team.
Yeah, I mean, you see, you look at some of the players that Brookdale has on their roster, such as the Kirkwood brothers, who have always been strong. You look at guys like Jordan Little, guys like Orion Nitolo, Okalani, who's been really strong the last couple of games. James Wright, another one who's had some very nice games. So all across this roster and all across this team, Brookdale as a team collectively has had a very good time so far this season on offense, and collectively has been able to put up some nice points. Like you said, Brian, in those two games that we have seen at home, they've had decisive wins. So it's been a heck of a time so far for Brookdale. As for
Middlesex, and you get a look at their roster right now, and we'll give you the starting lineup. They'll go with Chiari Ford, Michael Valentine, Marinus Tavernier, Justin Simboli, and rounded out with Javon Daly. And Brookdale looking to make it back-to-back wins here at home. And there you see the roster and the starting five on the floor for the Jersey Blues. It will be the two Kirkwood brothers, Kerry and Keyshawn, James Wright, Zach Okalani, and rounded out with the big man in the middle, Jordan Little. And there we take a look at the officials for tonight's game. It will be Randall Taylor, Stacy Scott, and Tyler Trilling. So the team's getting set for action here, the first of two meetings between these two teams. Last year it was the Jersey Blues who swept the season series. One of the games not very close, the other a tight decision, just a 3-point win for the Jersey Blues. So right now it's Jordan Little along with Marinus Tavernier at half court. And the Blue Colts control the opening tip in their light blue uniforms, just as we saw with the women's team in the first game. And here on the drive, and the shot no good by Chiari Ford, and quickly the other way comes Kerry Kirkwood. Kirkwood backs it out as they're able to get back defensively. Keyshawn drills the three. Let's check that carry from his brother Keyshawn for the first bucket of the night.
Yeah, the two look very alike, but both are very effective on the offensive floor.
And a quick pace early on, Michael Valentine, and we'll talk about him as we go along, one of the leading scorers in the conference. As down low, Okalani got good position, flips it up and in. Brookdale up by 2.
Very quick start.
Michael Valentine, who comes in averaging just under 25 points per game. Jumper off the mark by Ford, and the rebound secured by the Jersey Blues. It's the two Kirkwoods, Jordan Little in the middle. Try to get him the ball, but good defense. Now the entry pass to the paint. Little double team comes. Back out Keyshawn Kirkwood, that time short on the 3. And the rebound taken defensively by Daly. Middlesex coming off a loss, 79-69, their last time out. Have dropped 5 of their first 7. Keyshawn gives it up for Kerry to Okalani, fills the lane and slams it down.
And Okalani just about slammed himself head first onto the floor. He almost miscalculated the velocity of that dunk, but nice job. Brookdale ended up back up by 4.
Chiari Ford handling the point guard duties. Passes down to the paint. Tavernier, his big body, will take the jumper over Little. It's an air ball and tracked down by Okalani. Up the floor in a hurry. Inside, Little couldn't slam it down as the dunk attempt goes off the rim short.
Yeah, Little was definitely trying to feed off of Okalani's momentum, but that's a situation where you just want to put that ball in the basket and not try to always go for that throwdown, because sometimes you have a situation like with what happened there where you're not able to get it and it's embarrassing.
Turnover for Middlesex as Tavernier unable to handle the pass. And the Jersey Blues back on the other end. They're up early, 7-3. Little, and he's called for steps, tried to make a move around the 6'6" Tavernier, and it's a turnover for Brookdale.
We saw a lot of travels in the women's game just a few moments ago, so that's first traveling call of the night. We'll see if that's an issue for this team this evening. But again, for Little, that's 2 turnovers now that he's had by his own making inside.
Kiari Ford inside the arc, well off the mark. And back the other way for Brookdale comes James Wright. Wright, bullet feed inside. Little couldn't finish it, gets his own rebound up. Missed another short one, and Jordan Little early on just unable to convert from point-like range as the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Blue Colts.
And you hear Coach Dixon on the sidelines for Middlesex really irritated with his team so far. Not quite happy with the way that they're handling some of these opportunities that Brookdale is giving them on the defensive end.
Ford inside, in and out, but he will go to the line. Kiari Ford hard to the rim, and Jordan Little will get hit with the personal, his first, and the first on the Jersey Blues. And here are the first free throw attempts of the night for Kiari Ford. Freshman point guard, his first attempt no good. Comes in averaging just over 7 points per game, the West Orange product. The Blue Colts have played most of their games away from Middlesex County. In fact, 6 of their first 7 on the road, where they sport just a 2-4 record. 1 out of 2 from the line for Ford, and a 3-point Brookdale lead.
And Middlesex is only shooting 64% from the line, so we'll see if that affects them tonight.
Kerry Kirkwood hard drive and swatted away Tavernier, and then a late whistle. And they got a foul called on the Blue Colts. Head coach Bilal Dixon in disbelief, but Kerry Kirkwood to the line for Brookdale.
And Coach Dixon, this is his first year as head coach. He was an assistant coach last year on this team. Now he's been bumped up to a head coach. So right away, you can already see how intense he is on the sidelines. He's got to be careful, though. You cannot argue that early on and that aggressively without possibly getting yourself into trouble with some of the officials.
Kerry Kirkwood no good on his first. The second is good to split the pair. And it's 8-4 Jersey Blues. They're 2-0 here at the Collins Arena. Last time out, an 81-62 victory. That was over the Camden Cougars a week ago. Catch and fire, it's a 3, and it rattles home. Michael Valentine, sharp shooter, drills it. Brookdale quickly back the other way. Okalani called for steps on his way to the rim. That's a turnover.
Yeah, right now Middlesex playing with a lot of energy, and they're trying to feed into what Brookdale normally likes to do in games. We've seen many times this year, and historically, Coach Chizak's teams like to have a lot of up-tempo energy. Middlesex is bringing a much more energetic pace to this game, and right now they're seeming to be able to be in control of it.
Ford being harassed by Keyshawn Kirkwood way outside. Left open, corner 3 on the way, and good. And this time it's Justin Simboli with his first points, and another 3 ball for the Blue Colts. So they have gone in front now, 10-8 Middlesex. Little gets a touch foul line area, takes the jumper, short. Offensive rebound to Keyshawn Kirkwood. Kerry fires, in and out, no good. Knocked out of bounds off Little. Middlesex will have possession.
And even though that ball didn't go in, that was a nice job of kicking it back out to the man who was open. Kirkwood had a nice open look at that basket. 9 times out of 10, that's going to go down. Nice job of grabbing that rebound underneath the basket and kicking it back out to the person who's open behind the perimeter.
Here's Simboli. Gives it up for Javon Daly, steps into the jumper, that's an air ball. Tracking it down Tavernier, but he threw it right to Okalani. Okalani to the rim, he throws it down.
Yeah, Okalani definitely is trying to fire up his team. That's the second throwdown that we've seen this evening. He's got to be really careful, though. Both of these two teams play with a lot of energy. Sometimes that energy comes back to bite you.
And Okalani plays with energy and a half. Tavernier, the back in shot, no, but a foul. It'll go on Jordan Little, and we'll take another look. Okalani, high flyer on that slam.
And Coach
Marin
go ahead, Brian.
Tavernier at the free throw line, the second leading scorer for the Blue Colts. Jordan Little now has 2 personal fouls.
And Coach Cusack wasn't too happy about that last call. He felt that Jordan Little, when he went up both hands and went up straight, didn't charge a foul. You see Matthew Ringo coming in for him. He's still arguing with the officials on the sidelines that say he put both hands up and went up straight. I don't think he's going to win that argument, but Little, one of the players that we talked about earlier in the opening, now has 2 quick fouls.
Matt Ringel first off the bench for the Jersey Blues. 1 out of 2 from the line for Tavernier. 11-10 in favor of the visitors. Keyshawn Kirkwood sets it up top of the key. A loud bench by Middlesex. I'm not sure what that's all about. Here's James Wright backing in against Valentine. And you get a foul before the shot. And looks to go against Valentine. That'll be the first charged to the Blue Colts leading man. So Kerry Kirkwood set to inbound. Kirkwood in for Okolani, and it's going the other way. Offensive foul. Matt Ringel underneath.
And right now, with Brookdale, they need to try to just not get overwhelmed by all this intensity. You see it really kind of stemming from Coach Dixon on the sidelines. He's feeding into his players are feeding off of that. What Brookdale doesn't need to do is they don't need to get into a contest back and forth. Try to just run their offense and try to ignore what's going on from that bench.
Here's 4. Tavernier sets the screen. 4, that's for 3. Short. Offensive rebound, Tavernier, and he's hacked. It's just hard to block out the 6'6" freshman out of Plainfield. And he's already had his opportunities at the free throw line, and Paul Chisek will counter with Sky Harris set to check in. Tavernier, 57% shooter, gets the roll. He's 2 for 3 on the night. And here comes Will Kosis along with Harris as Ringel and Keyshawn Kirkwood to the bench. Paul Chisek, sensing his team getting out rebounded, inserts a couple of his bigger bodies off the bench. Tavernier to make it a 3-point lead. No good. And the box out by Kirkwood. James Wright to the rim, off the glass and in.
That was really impressive because for a moment there I thought Wright was going to have to pull up. He was a little out of control coming down the floor. Nice adjustment in transition to put that basket in.
And we get a whistle away from the ball, and what's the call going to be here? Looks to be a foul called on the Jersey Blues.
That's going to be a foul on Kirkwood, Brian. That's his first.
5th team foul against the Jersey Blues. Forward inbounds way outside for Javon Daly. And now Simboli matched up with James Wright. Simboli makes his move hard to the rim. Layup is no good. Okolani, the defensive rebound. Ahead for Wright. 2 defenders are there, and Wright gets bumped. Tavernier will pick up the personal.
Yeah, Coach Cusack, one of the things that we were talking to him about pre-game was that he wanted his team to not be such a perimeter team, to work the ball more into the middle and try to draw some contact inside. That was one of the things that he said that they've worked on over the past couple of weeks, trying to have his team become more of an inside team as opposed to a perimeter. I think that's why he was one of the reasons why he was upset about that last play. Wants his team to be more inside more.
Kirkwood inbounds. It wasn't cleanly for Sky Harris. Now Harris gets it back out as Brookdale gets reset with a clean shot clock. Kirkwood catching fire, rimming no on a 3, and then a foul called underneath the basket. It'll stay on this end of the floor.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they're going to, I guess it's a Middlesex foul there, Brian, or was that tie-up?
I think Deshaun Williams called on the personal for the Blue Colts, and that is the 4th team foul of this first half called on Middlesex. To inbound Kerry Kirkwood. Kirkwood in for Harris, bank shot, got it.
Nice catch and shoot by Sky Harris. Again, when you're inside like that, sometimes, particularly if you're Middlesex, when you're going man-to-man, you lose track of where somebody is. That's what happened there. Sky Harris, beautiful turnaround, kiss off the glass and in.
And both teams playing with a lot of energy to start. Simboli, that's a 3 bucket. Justin Simboli gets Middlesex back in front. Timeout, Brookdale. Paul Chisek will take a full timeout, as will we, with 13:31 to go in the first half. We'll be right back.
In just a few short months, tens of thousands of visitors will spend part of their summer along the sandy white beaches of Belmar. Besides catching some rays, many of them will also be catching some cool tunes Thursday nights, enjoying 90.5 The Nights Songwriters on the Beach concerts. This free concert series, located on the 5th Avenue Boardwalk along the panoramic Atlantic Ocean in Belmar, brings a beach full of music lovers throughout the summer. If you'd like to have your company's message in front of an audience that is well-educated, affluent, and community-minded, then now is the time to secure your involvement.
First half action continues from the Collins Arena, and it is a 1-point lead for Middlesex County, 15-14. As Brookdale will have possession outside the timeout. Paul Chisek very upset after his team gave up a wide-open 3 on the other end by Justin Simboli. James Wright feeds it down low for Harris. Harris the back in, the up and under, and the stepping out of bounds for a Brookdale turnover.
And it's a shame that Harris stepped on the baseline, because that was actually a very nice job of utilizing his pivot foot to, without committing a foul, get around his defender. He had position. Unfortunately, he stepped on the baseline.
So Kiari Ford will bring it up the floor slowly for Middlesex County. Now it's Valentine way outside, guarded by Kirkwood. Valentine starts his way to the rim and he's fouled. Keyshawn Kirkwood will pick up the personal foul for Brookdale, and that is already team foul number 6 in this first half.
One thing that I'm noticing here, Brian, is to try to compensate for the amount of energy that Middlesex is bringing, Brookdale is fouling a lot, and they've gotten themselves into some pretty deep foul trouble so far. 16 fouls. We just barely have had 8 minutes go by in this first half, so they're going to have to try to find another way to compensate for this high energy.
Here's an open look at a 3. No good by Deshaun Williams. Sky Harris able to track down the pass. Harris gets inside, comes up short on the layup, knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay on this end of the floor with the Jersey Blues. So it will be Okalani set to inbound. Brookdale is trailing by 1. It's 15-14. James Wright toward the rim, goes glass and scores.
And Wright may have gotten away with a little bit of an elbow, because he really muscled himself into the paint. Close it wasn't an offensive foul actually on Wright with the left elbow.
No, a whistle stops play as the official goes toward the scores table. And now he goes over to have a conversation with Paul Chisek. Okalani is over in that huddle. I'm not sure what the issue is.
This might be a technical foul on Coach Chisek. I'm not sure.
Well, nonetheless, Michael Valentine is shooting free throws, and he is an excellent free throw shooter. 85% on the year. Knocks it down.
It's some sort of a technical foul, and from the way that Coach Brunson, the women's basketball coach, actually jumped off the bench and kind of restrained Coach Chisek, I believe it's going to be a foul on Coach Chisek.
Well, Valentine makes those 2, and now Middlesex will get another possession to work with. So the head coaching matchup, you have Bilal Dixon in his first year, and then you have Paul Chisek in year 25, so there's quite a disparity between those 2. So the 2 free throws and now possession. Valentine catch and shoot, he's got it. Michael Valentine from 3-point range. It's a 4-point Middlesex lead on the road. Brookdale looking to cut into that deficit. It's in the hands of James Wright, guarded by Valentine. Wright to Kosis. Kosis inside, lefty, no good. And a foul is called as he was pushed. Doesn't appear to be in the act of shooting, and Brookdale will inbound underneath.
Yeah, I thought it was in the act of shooting, so I'm actually surprised by that call. I think a lot of people are actually. I thought that certainly Will Kosis was fouled on his way up, but apparently not.
Harris inbounds, backing in, James Wright, and gets it to go. Now James Wright, one of the freshmen, making a positive contribution. The Trenton product for Brookdale. Ford is hit hard on his way to the rim. And Okolani just a little too aggressive. He plays with such aggression that sometimes it can cost him. So it will be free throws for Kiari Ford, the Middlesex point guard who shoots it at 69% from the free throw stripe.
It's starting to get just a little bit chippy out there, Brian, and that's to be expected sometimes when you have a high-tempo game. Guys start getting a little frustrated sometimes, so the officials are going to have to kind of keep this in check. They have two coaches on each side that are very energetic, and then they have a bunch of players on the floor that are feeding off of that, so the officials are going to have to keep an eye on this and really make sure that they handle this properly.
Traveling is the call as Jordan Hernandez, who was checked into the game, guilty of taking the extra step. And the ball will go back to the Blue Colts. 11:40 to go here in the first half, 21-18. As they're going to get a huddle up right by the scores table, the two coaches. It's been a lot of sorting out between the officials and the scores table in the first 8 minutes and change so far.
And just something interesting, since this appears to be more of a rivalry game than something that we've seen so far this season, neither of these two coaches really spent a whole lot of time with each other pre-game. Usually, both of the coaches that we have seen this year have had a lot of mutual respect for each other and have spent time, but not so much in this game, so I'm a little surprised by that.
Javon Daly nearly got trapped. Now it's in the hands of Ford. Shot clock winding down. It's at 8. Inside. The layup, no good. Javon Daly from point-blank range missed. And then James Wright came away with the rebound, and we'll take another look at a past play here. And Michael Valentine, who is just so difficult to defend, and he's getting hot early from the perimeter.
Yeah, Valentine, he's been hot from that left wing, and he really likes it. It's a catch and shoot, and that is so difficult as a defender to try to defend, because when someone is that talented where they can just catch and shoot just like you saw Sky Harris do and he makes it, that's so hard to defend because you never have an opportunity to come around and put a hand in your face.
So Sky Harris able to hit from the baseline, and a tight game with 10:48 to go in the first half. It's 21-20 Middlesex. Valentine off balance, comes up short, gets his own rebound, swatted away down low by the shorter Jordan Hernandez. And Brookdale able to get possession. Hernandez brings it up the floor, pull-up jumper inside the arc, tried to go glass, he missed it, right on the offensive glass, no shot, foul called before it. And Bilal Dixon, the animated head coach of the Blue Colts along the sideline, his team called for the foul. And so James Wright to the free throw line. Ewing High School product, looking to get this game even. Right now, Brookdale trails by 1, 21-20. And Wright missed it, rebound Harris, and then he gets fouled. So it was a 1-and-1 situation. Wright couldn't cash in. Now Harris gets his turn.
And I'm a little bit confused why the officials had a 1-and-1 there with Wright. I thought Wright was, again, fouled in the act of shooting. So, in my opinion, it should have been two-shot foul. But, again, it's a 1-and-1. This will now be a two-shot foul for Sky Harris because he was fouled in the act of shooting. But I thought on that last play, Wright was certainly fouled underneath the basket, but maybe not.
So Sky Harris, that left-hand stroke, knocks down the first attempt. Each team has committed 8 personal fouls through the first 11.5 minutes of action in this first half. Even in fouls and even on the board, 21 all, and 2 added 2 from the line for Harris. High screen comes from Ndaye, who was in the game. Ndaye from the outside, that's an air ball. Maybe it grazed the rim, and Okalani clears the glass. Hernandez bounce pass for Harris. The defender goes down. And which way will it go? Offensive, as Kiari Ford took the hit and Sky Harris called on the charge.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I agree with that. I hate to be judgmental of the officials, but I don't believe Ford really ever set his feet. Harris was driving along the baseline. Harris, though, did throw his elbow just a little bit, so that might be more of what the offensive foul was called for as opposed to Ford setting his feet.
So Harris picks up his first personal. And now Ford gives it up for Simboli on the other side, and it's stolen. Here comes Okalani flying to the rim. That will not go, as he can't get the roll, but he will get free throws out of it. Okalani just so quick with the ball in his hands, and now we'll go to the free throw line.
And that really happened because Middlesex just was asleep at the switch, so to speak, allowing Okalani to anticipate that pass and get ahead, be able to snatch that ball literally out of the air. You never want to throw it cross court, particularly when you have such quick guys on defense, such as Okalani there, who can easily pick it off.
And his first free throw is no good. So here's a change for the Jersey Blues. Dante Whipple, who we have not seen much of through the first couple of games we've done. We've seen him come in late stages in the second half, but Paul Chisak gets him in here with 9:46 to go in the first half. And back into the game for Brookdale now comes Keyshawn Kirkwood, as Okalani will get a rest.
Yeah, we have not seen Jordan Little since the very portion of this first half because he's got those 2 fouls still on the bench for Brookdale.
Here's Dixon working hard down low. Nice move, but he couldn't finish it. Harris the rebound for the Jersey Blues. 5 on the floor for Brookdale. It's Hernandez, Keyshawn Kirkwood, Whipple, Kosis, and Sky Harris. And now we get a timeout on the floor. 9:23 to go until halftime. And we will be right back to the Collins Arena in just a moment.
Need a place for your next conference, meeting, seminar, or social gathering? Choose the Warner Student Life Center, located on the beautiful wooded 300-acre campus of Brookdale Community College in Monmouth County. You'll have access to 15,000 square feet of versatile event space, state-of-the-art conference facilities, a comfortable lounge, a scenic outdoor patio area, and an award-winning catering service. To learn more, visit brookdalecc.edu/events. That's brookdalecc.edu/events. The Warner Student Life Center at Brookdale Community College. Make it the place for your next event.
It's the week before finals here at Brookdale Community College, and students are running around hoping to pull together a big A on their final exam, but a few of them are here in the Bankier Library choosing relaxation over stress by taking a step out of the student's life and into the dog's life.
Well, this is an annual event that we do. Actually, we do it every semester. Around exam time, it's therapy dogs in the library for students to come in and staff too. Just to have some fun, to relax, pet the dogs, play with the dogs, and kind of relieve some stress.
And Brian Gautzer, Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew coming to you tonight from the Collins Arena. And the Jersey Blues with a 2-point lead, 9:23 to go first half. It's 23-21 Brookdale as they have possession outside the timeout. Keyshawn Kirkwood to set it up way outside as he's guarded there by Ford. And he dribbled it off his foot, did Kirkwood. Turnover, Jersey Blues.
Yeah, right now Brookdale just making some costly mistakes that have allowed Middlesex to kind of hang around in this game. Middlesex has played well, but Brookdale has had plenty of opportunities where they've shot themselves in the foot.
Deshaun Williams comes back with a 3-pointer and a seesaw first half so far. We've seen a variety of lead changes, and the latest brings the score back in favor of the Blue Colts. Brookdale looking to answer back on the other end. Sky Harris steps into the jumper, too strong. Kosis comes away with it and sticks it back up and in.
There's a good opportunity there for Brookdale to have that offensive rebound go in by Will Kosis.
Simboli gives it up Daly couldn't catch it cleanly, and you get a whistle and a foul called on the Jersey Blues. And we'll see who picked this one up. It's Keyshawn Kirkwood. And that will be the first personal charge to him. Free throws for Javon Daly. So the freshman from Somerset, New Jersey, shoots it at 60%. No good on the first attempt.
As I mentioned earlier, Middlesex only shooting 64% from the line as a team. So that's not a great number as a team. It can always be higher, particularly when you have a free look at the basket at the foul line.
25-24 Brookdale. Keyshawn Kirkwood being harassed there on the outside by Ford. Now it's Sky Harris. Harris against Simboli. Jordan Hernandez, that's a long three. Missed it. Tipped around underneath. And Keyshawn Kirkwood able to come away with it. Ball knocked out of bounds, but he was hit. And a foul will be called on Middlesex. Kiari Ford. Second personal on the Blue Colts freshman. And this will be free throws for Keyshawn Kirkwood. In and out, no good.
And what I'd like to see Brookdale do more on offense, particularly what Coach Chizek was talking to me about pre-game, drive the ball inside more. They're right now looking around the perimeter, drive it inside more, try to get opportunities at the rim.
Kosis missed on the inside. Harris puts it up, and then he's fouled. And so fouls have been a big part of the story in this first half. Each team has committed double figures in that department, and Sky Harris will go right back to the free throw line. So Sky Harris, one of the few sophomores. And you mentioned we have not seen a lot of Jordan Little in this game. Picked up 2 quick personal fouls and has spent the vast majority of this first half on the sidelines.
And right now you have Little, you have Wright, Okalani's getting ready to check in, but you have all 3 of those guys, including Kerry Kirkwood, on the bench. So Brookdale's really having to do without for at least the first part, better part, I should say, of this first half, without a lot of their main starring players on the floor.
And they wave off that last make by Sky Harris, claiming that his foot was on the line.
Wow.
And so we remain tied up at 25 apiece. Simboli brings it across for the Blue Colts. And that pass is too high for Javon Daly to corral. And the Jersey Blues get it back on the turnover. James Wright, crossover move to the rim, reverse layup, missed that. Rebound taken by Josiah Jones, who's in the game for the first time. 2 defenders in the back court as Brookdale has the full court press on. And now working it into the front court, Ford. Nice shovel pass and the finish at the rim. It's Javon Daly.
Nobody back to fill that hole by Kosis. Kosis really couldn't defend 2 players at once. Somebody had to be back there to fill that hole. Nobody was there, and that's what led to that basket.
Hernandez for Kosis. Kosis, the little jumper, gets that to go.
And Will Kosis has had a nice game off the bench. Usually we're not talking about him this early on in the game, but being forced to come in with guys like Jordan Little on the bench has done a nice job off of that bench.
Ford bodied up by Keyshawn Kirkwood, nearly came away with the steal. Now it's Simboli way outside with the shot clock at 12. Simboli nearly at half court. Crossover move into the paint, flips it up. Shot no good. Daly saves it to the wrong team. It's to Kosis. Hernandez tried to thread the needle to Okalani. Wright comes away with it, and he drives to the rim and scores.
And just nice transition offense there by Brookdale. Middlesex was not back on defense, and Brookdale capitalized.
29-27 Jersey Blues will hit the 6-minute mark of this first half from the Collins Arena. Brookdale looking to continue this home dominance. They're 2-0 this year, and we mentioned how dominant they've been as Simboli misses. Okalani, it's a 2-on-1. Hernandez gives it up. Right, uncontested for the bucket.
Again, transition offense. That's 4 straight points now that Brookdale has had 2 consistent baskets where Middlesex has struggled to get back on defense, and Brookdale with this up-tempo, again, not out of control, but up-tempo enough to catch Middlesex off guard. Right now they have a 4-point lead.
And now a miscommunication. Ford and Valentine not on the same page for the Blue Colts. And Brookdale will get it right back with 5:40 on the first half game clock. Well, when we met with Paul Chisek before the game, as you see him right there, he told us attack the rim was the biggest thing he wanted to see his team do. And so far, the pace has been very good on both sides. And I think you'd have to say his team has done a very good job at getting to the rim. Here's Okalani into the paint, floater, missed it off the front rim. And here comes Zachary Torres in the game. Oh, Javon Daly looking for the emphatic throwdown. Denied by the rim, but he's also fouled. And Javon Daly will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, both of the 2 teams so far, to add to your point, Brian, have done a nice job getting to the rim. The problem has been, and it's more so with Brookdale, because Middlesex has come out with such a strong offense and so much energy, early on Brookdale found themselves in foul trouble because they weren't sure how to handle it. Now I think they've adjusted to it. The intensity and certainly the level of confidence for Middlesex has kind of dwindled over the last few minutes, and Brookdale's been able to kind of reassert themselves in the offensive side of the court. But they're going to have to be very careful to not get themselves into more foul trouble if Middlesex can come back and take this lead.
So Daly makes a pair at the line, cuts the Brookdale lead to 2. Inside, Hernandez missed it off the rim, rebounded by Daly. Ian Sheriff is now in the game for the Blue Colts. He's handling the ball right now. Backs it out to the top of the key. Tight defense from Keyshawn Kirkwood. And now a turnover as it's picked up by Okalani. And then he's fouled on his way to the rim, out on the perimeter, and it will be Javon Daly picking it up.
Too much dribbling there for Sheriff on that last possession for Middlesex. You got to give the ball up. You can't be dribbling around, particularly when the shot clock is starting to wind down. Shot clock was down to 15 seconds. He had held that ball for 15 straight seconds. That's not what you do in basketball. You got to give it up. You have too much dribbling. That's what's going to happen. You're going to create a turnover. Okalani, again, with another steal. He's at the foul line.
His first attempt is good. Each team is in the double bonus at this point. We're down to 4:58 to go in the first half. And we should mention one change for Brookdale. Well, it's not really a change from the last game, but Kyle Bradshaw is missing his 2nd consecutive game tonight with an ankle injury. But Paul Chisek told us before the game he hopes to have his freshman back in the lineup for next game, which will be 1 week from tonight. Zachary Torres stripped of the ball by Kirkwood, but he's out of bounds, and the ball will stay here with Middlesex as they can inbound underneath.
Yeah, just a clean strip there by Kirkwood. The problem was where he had the ball, he had his foot on the baseline. So similar to what we saw with Jordan Little earlier in the game on the other side of the floor, just sometimes that's just where your foot ends up, particularly right underneath the basket.
Sheriff in the corner, feeds it for Tavernier. Good position, and he gets the roll. So the second leading scorer for Middlesex, able to get a bucket that time. James Wright facing up on the baseline, step back jumper, rimming no, and the box out by Tavernier, the rebound. Zachary Torres is in the game right now. Here's Valentine dribbling way outside. Torres bounce pass inside, Tavernier, a lot of contact, no call. Wright comes away with the ball. Wright to the rim, off the glass and in.
And Wright is so good at adjusting himself, even when he has a little bit of contact sometimes going to the basket, of being able to adjust and have that ball just lay off of the glass and in. That's why he's such an incredible player.
And Brookdale continues to execute on the fast break. Valentine hoists at 3. Rebounded by Kirkwood, and he's tied up. That's a good job by Zachary Torres. And the possession arrow is going to favor Brookdale, so a good effort on the part of Torres, but Brookdale will have it. 3:45 to go until the break.
That was a quick hell ball call. I'm curious why the officials made such a quick call for a tie-up there. That was maybe about a second or two. Usually a tie-up is at least more than 2 seconds. Very quick call there.
Right, inside. Oh, swatted Tavernier. That was a big league rejection. Kiari Ford gives it up. Tavernier, the scoop layup. Count it and one. Or did they call an offensive foul? Tavernier, so he gets the rejection on the one side, scores on the other, but it will be negated because he's called for the offensive.
And that was a very easy call for the officials. Will Kosis set his feet. He wasn't even in the paint. He was right on the block. Easy call. Tavernier obviously had gone over him. It's an easy call. Unfortunately now for Tavernier, that's his third foul, so now he's going to the bench.
And he hits the seats. Cheek Ndaye is in the game now for the Blue Colts. Entertaining first half and a 4-point lead for Brookdale. 3:20 to go. Pass to the post for Kosis. Kosis the back end, puts it up left-handed. Harris comes away with the rebound. And then a foul called as the Blue Colts will pick this one up. So Check and Die picks up the personal. And Sky Harris, who's been busy at the free throw line, he's had about 4 attempts back there right now.
Yeah, Sky's really had to kind of come off the bench and fill in for some of the guys that are not present on the floor for Brookdale. We've talked about it pretty much all game. Jordan Little, Kerry Kirkwood, guys who you normally see are there for the majority of the time on the floor, and he's done a very nice job. One of the sophomore leaders on this team.
Makes 1 out of 2 from the line. 6-point Brookdale lead as the pass is tipped by Okalani, stolen by Kosis. Lead feed, Okalani finishes at the other end off the glass.
And I like the decision by Okalani to just lay it in and not go for the dunk. He was thinking about it for a split second. It's smart sometimes when you have a transition offense to just go for the layup. It's a lot easier than having to try to calculate for a dunk.
Daly's jumper is good. Javon Daly stepping out from the outside. Now Jordan Hernandez back out for Kirkwood as Brookdale will get set up. 2.5 to go in this first half. Kirkwood spinning with it. Now it's Okalani in the paint, puts it up off the front rim, no. Daly collects the defensive rebound. Valentine catching fire, tried to go glass. Knocked out of bounds. Who touched it last? The Jersey Blues.
Valentine was looking for a foul on that last three, but he's not going to get it. When you come off of a screen like that, there's inadvertently going to be some contact. The problem for Valentine there, we have seen him be very good so far from behind the arc. He's kind of gone cold as of late, but he did not set his feet. So that was one of the reasons why that shot was way off.
James Wright is in. Okalani to the bench for Brookdale. As Middlesex will inbound underneath the basket. And it's Ford in for Valentine. Guarded by Jordan Hernandez. Now it's Simboli way outside. Fresh shot clock to work with for Middlesex. And Daye not on the same page as he tried to dump it down low for Daly. And Brookdale will get it back as into the game Josiah Jones for the Blue Colts.
And right now for Middlesex, we saw early on a lot of three balls dropping for them because they have not been so far. Brookdale slowly starting to creep away with a lead.
Kirkwood's three is money. Keyshawn Kirkwood from straight away. And it opens it up to a 9-point lead. Then he pokes it away out of bounds from Ford. And it was last touched by Kirkwood. The ball stays with Middlesex in the backcourt.
And Kerry Kirkwood was nervous that he had just gotten called with a foul there. Well, now, unfortunately, now he does get called for a foul. But on that last play, he made a clean swipe and just poked it out of bounds. But then when he heard the whistle, he thought that he had been called for a foul, and he got really nervous for a second. It was a clean play. As soon as I say that, though, Keyshawn gets charged with his first foul.
Kiari Ford now at the free throw line for Middlesex. With 1:37 to go in this first half.
Both of these two teams now in the double bonus, so they'll be shooting foul shots, 2 from the line for the remainder of this half.
It was not a long rest for Okalani. He's back into the game. Keyshawn Kirkwood just picked up personal foul number 2, and he heads for the bench. Ford comes in averaging 7.1 points per game. Knocks him down, and it's 42-35. Brookdale with the lead and the ball. 1.5 to play first half. Okalani calling out the signals. Kosis way outside, cross-court pass. Wright puts it on the floor. Floater from the baseline, no. Josiah Jones had it knocked away. And possession will stay with Middlesex. James Wright called for the foul after Jones came away with the rebound. And once again, as you said in the double bonus, free throws for the Blue Colts.
And that's just a silly foul committed there by Wright. He had already, you lost at that point. You missed the basket. The other team gets the rebound. There's no sense to try to pick up another quick foul by trying to reach in and grab the ball, when in reality, most of the time, you're going to get called with a reach-in fall. It's better just to get back on defense and try to set yourself up to play on defense and to defend than to try to go for the ball, particularly right underneath the basket when you miss a shot. I think that was more frustration there by Wright than anything else, but that's unfortunately now his second foul. As a freshman, that's a mistake that you have to correct or later on in your career.
In and out, missed a pair, and a foul called underneath the basket.
I think it's
another
actually a
lane
violation, Brian, yeah. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because the foul shot was missed, but still. We've seen a couple of those tonight by both of these two teams, which is surprising.
So we'll hit the 1-minute mark of this first half. Brookdale has led most of the way, and right now the lead is 7 for the Jersey Blues. Kosis facing up baseline jumper, rimming no. Tipped, and Jones takes the rebound. Daly ahead of the floor for Middlesex. Jones, and a blocking foul is called as Will Kosis hit the deck. And Javon Daly will go to the line. Long strides on that drive to the rim for the freshman out of Somerset. And now he will head to the free throw stripe under a minute to go. So Daly, one of several players who averages double-figure scoring, missed on that first attempt. Comes in averaging 11 points per game. Middlesex as a team is averaging just over 73 points per game, so they can score despite just a 2-5 record, and they have some talented players. Of course, led by Valentine, who you'd have to say Brookdale's done a good job defensively so far. As Whipple on the drive, Kosis collects it, goes glass, misses. Harris gets it back, fading away, and he hits.
And Harris with a nice step-back jumper. That's what you need. You need second, third chance opportunities underneath the basket in a close game as this. Brookdale right now is out-rebounding Middlesex in that category.
The Blue Colts can hold for a final shot attempt with the shot clock turned off. Down to 8 seconds to go. Ford trying to get around Kosis inside the arc. Daly's jumper, no good. Knocked out off Hernandez. And so with just over a second to go, Middlesex is going to get another opportunity. Trailing by 9, into inbound will be Ford underneath. They'll have to work quickly. Valentine, the hoist inside the arc. It's an air ball at the horn. And Brookdale opens up a 9-point lead at the conclusion of this first half right now from the Collins Arena. And it was an interesting first half. A lot of action, both ends of the floor, and Brookdale did enough to open up this 9-point lead.
Yeah, right now you saw early on in the first half Middlesex jump out with a bunch of energy, a lot of high-tempo offense, but really what I think helped Brookdale in the end was, even though they committed a lot of fouls, and that was certainly something that I don't think Coach Chiswick is tremendously happy about. We saw guys like Jordan Little, a couple of the Kirkwood brothers, even James Wright and Okalani pick up a couple of fouls. So I don't think that's something that Coach Chiswick is all that happy about. But so far what they have been doing is they've been driving the ball inside more, which is one of the things that Coach Chiswick told both of us pre-game is something that they'll have to do more often. He doesn't want his team to become a perimeter team, which is something that they've been been doing the last couple of games. He wants them to drive the ball inside. They've done that. They're drawing fouls, forcing Middlesex to have some of their key players run into foul trouble. Right now, with some of those three balls, such as from Valentine not falling, Middlesex is starting to kind of come apart on the offensive end slowly. Now, again, it's not over just yet, and the second half is a totally different ball game, particularly when you come out of the locker room. So it's up in the air at this point, but right now Brookdale seems to have gotten a handle on Middlesex up-tempo offense, and right now they're controlling it while at the same time padding their lead.
So it's a 9-point lead at the break right now, 44-35 in favor of Brookdale. And right now we send it down courtside for the halftime interview.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with some Jersey Blue fans. How are you guys liking the game so far?
It's really awesome watching all the players play as well as they are.
All right, well, we have a trivia question for you. So the coach is Coach Cusack. How many seasons do you think he has been here?
I'm going to say 16.
Maybe like 21.
25 seasons, actually, but you guys were close. I'll give you that. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We really appreciate it. That's it for us.
High five.
You're so cute.
You know, everybody needs those study breaks, and it's a way to take a study break without having to get distracted at the same time.
First of all, that petting a therapy dog before finals is supposed to reduce all your stress, and it works. It actually works. This is, I think, the 4th year that we've been here, and finals are next week. Students will come. They will de-stress with petting a therapy dog. The dogs are trained. They're certified by an organization called Bright and Beautiful. We're all volunteers. We're also all the owners of these dogs. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. It's a win-win. The dogs love to be petted, and the students get to enjoy a puppy without, owning them.
My name is Amy Clark. I'm one of the librarians here, and I am the coordinator for this Therapy Dogs event for Anti-Stress Week. I feel great about the turnout. It is usually one of the most popular events in the library. This is the first year that I am coordinating it, and I'm really glad that we have as much interest as we do.
You never know what finals are. I am a biology major at Brookdale, and I just finished my practical, and I was so stressed out, and I was supposed to go home, and I was told that there were dogs coming to the library. So I immediately came back, and I am so happy right now. I have panic attacks all the time from schoolwork and stuff, so this is the best thing ever.
So much special attention.
I just think it's a fun experience for them. If you're a dog person, it's great. If you're not a dog person, it's hard to not walk by and still want to give them a pet. And it's hopefully it'll get students to kind of relax at this time of the year that can be very, very stressful for them.
What do you like about humans? What do you think of this event on campus?
Hundreds of community members, elected officials, and Brookdale employees came together in support of higher education on May 29th at the 2015 Scholarship Ball. The event, hosted by the Brookdale Foundation, featured live music, dinner, dancing, and a wide range of opportunities to help support scholarships for local students.
And there are many opportunities for our students to grow, to learn because of our foundation.
Attendees were able to silently bid on hundreds of donated items in gift baskets or participate in live auctions for luxurious dinners, outings, and experiences. The ball raised over $92,000 for the Foundation's Building Minds, Building Futures Scholarship Fund, which supports students and working families who don't qualify for financial aid. The fund awarded nearly $400,000 to more than 500 students last year.
It had been my dream to become a registered nurse, and with the help of the Ava Pelican Memorial Nursing Scholarship, I was able to better afford my education at Brookdale.
To learn more about the Brookdale Foundation and its scholarship programs, visit www.brookdalecc.edu/foundation.
Happy Chinese New Year. That's right, it's the Year of the Monkey, and to kick it off, Brookdale's having a little celebration here at the Student Life Center. Let's go check it out.
My name is Kayla Cardoza. I'm the Vice President of Asian Society here at Brookdale. And the event today we're doing is Chinese New Year. We're celebrating the Year of the Monkey this year. And we have a bunch of different crafts that people can try. We have calligraphy for those who want to attempt it. We have origami. And we also have a marble game where you use chopsticks to try and pick up marbles of varying difficulty. And we also have free fruit in the back.
I'm Linda Wang. I teach in math department. I'm the advisor of the Asian Society. I'm the founder of Asian Society since 1994. I love the club, and it's great to see all the students come together, not only Asian students, but a lot of students who are interested in the culture and they want to be involved with the Asian Society.
My name is Myung-gun John, and on Chinese New Year, Korea also celebrates their New Year at the same day because they used to be a part of like one country. So we were once one country, so like it means a lot, like that we're celebrating the same holiday. So like one day, like we could just like feel reunited, maybe like in that way. Yeah.
What a great way to bring in the new year. To learn more about Brookdale, visit our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Parola. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Lauren Watson here at the Brookdale Athletics 2016 Hall of Fame.
We're here tonight to recognize the inductees into the Brookdale Athletic Hall of Fame. The Brookdale Community College Alumni Association is proud to sponsor the dinner tonight, along with the athletic department and also with the Brookdale Community College Foundation. It's great to have all these Brookdale alum back together to celebrate each other and to celebrate their achievements while they were here at Brookdale.
Oh, I think it's a great honor for anybody to be inducted to any Hall of Fame. I mentioned Dennis McCaffrey, young guy like him, and he's already been inducted into tonight will be his fourth Hall of Fame that he's been inducted. And he's a very successful coach and a successful administrator up in Cranford.
I want to just thank Brookdale, to all the other inductees, the 1986 team for showing us how to do it, current athletic director, just feeling his passion, his love and concern for Brookdale. I want to say thank you, Brookdale. To all the employees, keep doing what you're doing, because you got some kid that didn't really have a path, you got some kid that really didn't know what he was going to do, be able to go to Villanova and have a great life now, and it's because of Brookdale, and I say thank you very much.
It's an honor for me to be able to share this evening with all of the amazing inductees that are here, but especially with Bo. So, while I am proud of my accomplishments in my years playing softball here at Brookdale, the greatest of them all, for sure, is the honor of being inducted tonight next to you.
You know how they say to have a nation, a village to raise. This is my Jersey family village right here.
On April 4th, on opening day in Baltimore, I will be on the field at Camden Yards in my tuxedo with my orange tie, and I will introduce the Orioles to a television audience of about 250,000 people, and then up to the radio booth, and I'll have the knowledge privately that it all began for me here.
Considering stemming into the financial sector, the Brookdale Math Club hosted Brookdale trustee Gary Tolchin, who came and spoke to students about all things Wall Street and career opportunities for STEM students in the financial world.
That could be the difference between you staying in that company and you not staying in that company. Every time I'm at Brookdale, and I'm a trustee here for about 18 months, every time I'm here I learn something, another positive event that happens here. A lot of people here with passion. They wanted to ask questions, and I think there's a big future for these young adults here. And I love coming here, and I love to go on events because I learn something new every time I'm here. And the professor, what a job he did, because he was in the stock market, so he helped me out a lot, and he was just as passionate as I was. So hopefully sometime in the STEM degree, whatever it might be, whatever avenue they take, they will have a future in it.
I thought it was really informative to really tell people in the STEM field how we could express ourselves not only in technology, engineering, math, science, and all that, but also into the business field of, you know, doing some type of quantitative work in finance and such. It's interesting to see how we could, you know, have a different angle on not only what we do as a major, but, you know, if we have other interests.
If you have a passion for what you want to do, whatever it might be, it won't be a job. It'll be a career that you love. And hopefully everyone comes out here and they could figure it out. And if they have any questions, they could always email the professor and he could let me know if they have any other questions.
For more information, you can log on to brookdalecc.edu. I'm Laura.
Happy Chinese New Year. That's right, it's the year of the monkey. And to kick it off, Brookdale's having a little celebration here at the Student Life Center. Let's go check it out.
My name is Kayla Cardoza. I'm the Vice President of Asia Society here at Brookdale. And the event today we're doing is Chinese New Year. We're celebrating the year of the monkey.
Hi, Katie Weirdo here with your halftime report. Currently, currently Brookdale is leading 44-35 with this nail-biting game. Let's see who makes it to the end. Good luck, boys.
Year, and we have a bunch of different crafts that people can try. We have calligraphy for those who want to attempt it. We have origami, and we also have a marble game where you use chopsticks to try and pick up marbles of varying difficulty. And we also have free fruit in the back.
I'm Linda Wang. I teach in math department. I'm the advisor of the Asian Society. I'm the founder of Asian Society since 1994. I love the club, and it's great to see all the students come together, not only Asian students, but a lot of students who are interested in the culture and they want to be involved with the Asian Society.
My name is Myung-gun John, and on Chinese New Year, Korea also celebrates their New Year at the same day, because they used to be a part of like one country. So we were once one country. So like it means a lot, like that we're celebrating the same holiday. So like one day like we could just like feel reunited maybe, like in that way. Yeah.
What a great way to bring in the new year. To learn more about Brookdale, visit our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Parola. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Lauren Watson here at the Brookdale Athletics 2016 Hall of Fame.
We're here tonight to recognize the inductees into the Brookdale Athletic Hall of Fame. The Brookdale Community College Alumni Association is proud to sponsor the dinner tonight, along with the athletic department and also with the Brookdale Community College Foundation. It's great to have all these Brookdale alum back together to celebrate each other and to celebrate their achievements while they were here at Brookdale.
And welcome back inside the Collins Arena. Our halftime score, Brookdale 44, Middlesex 35. So Brookdale with the 9-point lead. And we saw a lot of up-tempo basketball, which was the big emphasis from Paul Chizek, and I think his message got through so far.
Yeah, right now Brookdale's playing with a lot of high-tempo offense, which is to be expected. I mean, that's characteristic of Coach Chizek's teams over the years, but Middlesex in particular has come out with a lot of energy. What Brookdale has tried to do is they've tried to slow that energy down. Unfortunately, in the first half, it kind of hurt them in the beginning because they got charged with a lot of fouls. But for the most part, I think that Brookdale has done a nice job of trying to contain Middlesex. And in addition to that, they're driving inside, which is one of the things that Coach Chizek talked about pregame, that he wants his team to do more. They're playing well, not perfectly, but good enough in this game to have a substantial lead at halftime. We'll see. Second half teams sometimes, though, have a little bit of a different story. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, Brookdale is playing very well.
And with a 9-point lead, as we'll turn our attention now back over to the court as we get ready for the start of the second half. So Brookdale huddled up right now on the sideline with head coach Paul Chizek. And you go back to the two meetings last year between these two teams, and it was the Jersey Blues who came away with the victory on both occasions. They won the first one by 10 points, 68-58, and then it was a tight game on February the 6th as Brookdale rallied from 9 points down with just 3 minutes left and came away with a 75-72 victory. So looking to make it 3 consecutive victories in this matchup, a Garden State Athletic Conference matchup. It's early in the season, but Brookdale comes into the night ranking 5th in that conference with the 2-1 record, but they've only played 3 games, so certainly a long way to go as Middlesex opens up with possession. Inside is Daly, missed that, and the rebound taken by Kerry Kirkwood.
And keep in mind that one loss to Union earlier this year was only by 2 points, so it wasn't a blowout in any way. And Coach Chuzak, about that game, when I asked him last week, it wasn't necessarily about the players' performances. It's just he felt as a coach he didn't do a good enough job on that side of it. But right now, Brookdale easily could be 3-0.
And so Okalani called for the travel on the last possession. So Middlesex has it. Ford kicks it out. Simboli inside the arc, off the side of the rim. Tipped and taken defensively by James Wright. Up the floor in a hurry. Little on the pass to Kerry Kirkwood, but Jordan Little called for the traveling violation, and that's back-to-back traveling calls for Brookdale to start this second half.
And to be the interesting thing about this is you have Jordan Little and your 2 Kirkwood brothers who, for the better part of the first half, were not on the floor because of either foul trouble or on the bench for a break. So far, not a very good start for either of those guys.
Here's Valentine, who Brookdale did a good job defensively on not allowing the Middlesex leading scorer to go off. Ford the dish, Tavernier bodying up against Little, missed it on the interior, and then Okalani tracks it down. Here comes Kerry Kirkwood in a hurry. To the rim, off the glass, shot no. Wright collects the offensive rebound, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Right now, Brookdale is doing a nice job of limiting Middlesex on offense to just one opportunity, one shot per possession. And then on the other side of the floor on offense, getting second, third chance opportunities. You saw that with Wright being able to get that rebound, draw the defender, and even though you're not going to probably get the shot, at least draw that context so you can go to the foul line and have an opportunity for 2.
Wright misses the first one short. Brookdale starts the second half with their starting 5 on the floor. It's Kerry Kirkwood, Keyshawn Kirkwood, James Wright, Zach Okalani, and Jordan Little, who, as we mentioned, was limited due to foul trouble and not much of a factor in the first half. Second free throw is good to make it a double-figure lead. Ford into the lane, shovel pass, and it's jammed down. Marinus Tavernier. Big finish by the Middlesex center. Okalani feeding the post. Little, the spin, the little baby jumper, he gets it to go.
Yeah, Little is so good. When he squares his feet and has an opportunity to set himself before he shoots, he's magic when he lets that ball go.
10-point Jersey blue lead, and now a steal. Keyshawn Kirkwood ahead for Okalani, 2-on-1, the lob pass. Little tried to throw it down in one motion, but he touches it last out of bounds, and the ball back to the Blue Colts.
And Coach Chuzak, the only thing he said on the sidelines was why, and I have the exact same reaction. You have a 2-on-1 situation. Okalani had a position to go to the rim, but when you give a strange alley-oop pass to Little, it's just not going to work. Why do that? That's just a blown opportunity for Brookdale on offense.
Daly getting around Okalani, shot blocked. So Okalani got beat on the initial spin move, but recovers for the rejection underneath. And Middlesex to inbound underneath their basket. 9 on the shot clock. Kiari Ford to do the honors. Outside for Valentine, catch and shoot Tavernier. He sticks it for 2. Little getting position against Tavernier. Good work, but he missed it. And the rebound claimed by Daly. Simboli could not corral the high pass. And Bilal Dixon on the sideline, unhappy with his team on that turnover.
Middlesex is just not coordinated so far in offense to start this second half.
Okalani gets the finger roll to go as he was able to blow by the defender for 2. Now it's Valentine. Tavernier over Little, short. Rebounded by Okalani.
And again, yet again, just one opportunity per possession for Middlesex. Brookdale's doing a nice job of boxing out on defense.
And James Wright on that reverse spin move is out of bounds. And so it is a turnover for Brookdale with 16:50 left to play. Jersey Blues leading in the game by 10.
Right now, Middlesex just does not have the energy and the performance that they had early on in the first half. They're struggling, as you see another miscommunication right there. Nobody knows where the ball is going, who's passing the ball to anybody. It's just they do not look very sharp so far.
It's been sloppy on both ends to start the second half. Wright, oh, he was able to adjust as Tavernier was there, but Wright gets it to go off the glass.
Poor, terrible, just terrible transition defense for Middlesex. Half of the players weren't even set in position. Brookdale recognized that and pushed the ball up the floor, and they get another basket out of it.
Ford, that will count, and the foul. A nifty move by Kiari Ford as he got into the paint, the scoop layup off the glass, and a chance to make it a three-point play as Jordan Hernandez checks in for Brookdale. Keyshawn Kirkwood out. So Ford, 69% free throw shooter. Trying to bring the deficit back to single figures, but he can't. Missed the free throw. Rebounded by Okalani. Ahead for Kirkwood, and a bad pass trying to feed Little down low. And it's been sloppy, especially on Brookdale's end to start the first 4 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, right now, Brookdale, they've had a couple of problems on offense. I wouldn't say as many problems as Middlesex has had, but on that play, Kirkwood knows. He just miscalculated where Jordan Little was underneath the basket. I don't think Little was quite ready for that pass.
Simboli way outside, shot clock at 12. Simboli curling toward the rim, goes glass, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, that misses, and then Little collects the rebound. 3-on-1 break, Okalani for Wright, and he scores.
Again, just bad transition defense. Middlesex is not there. There was only one person in the paint, whereas Brookdale had 3 of their players within that area, making it very easy on that possession to score a basket.
Ford, step back jumper, yes. Kiari Ford for 2. Hernandez inside Wright. Got positioned so close to the basket and puts it in. So the lead is back to 12 for the Jersey Blues. 5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Ford able to get around Kirkwood. That will count, and the foul, and Kiari Ford is coming to life here in the second half. Another chance to make it a three-point play.
Right now, Ford, one of the bright spots for Middlesex on offense, kind of keeping this team in the game, so to speak. They're down by 10, but they're hanging around with Brookdale, again, because of contributions from Ford.
No good on the free throw. Wright takes the rebound off the deflection. Ahead is Kerry Kirkwood. Nice pass, and the two-hand jam. It's Jordan Little. And a great find by the Brookdale point guard, Kerry Kirkwood, on that baseline drive to the rim. 57-45. Ford has been the main man in the second half for Middlesex. Daly, the back end, turns, goes glass and misses. Tipping by Tavernier, no. Brookdale leaks out. Right-handed layup is good.
Again, Middlesex just is not getting back on defense. That's 3 straight times where Brookdale has gotten an offensive rebound on the other end and has been able to just push the ball up the floor almost uncontested. Right now, Middlesex just is not doing themselves any favors.
It's a 14-point lead, 59-45, Jersey Blues. We'll step aside at the Collins Arena. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sophia Parola, and welcome to Brookdale's Open House, where high school students, transfer students, families, and the entire Monmouth community can learn more about what Brookdale has to offer. Let's go check it out. Here at the Open House, students can tour the beautiful Lancroft campus, meet the faculty, and find out from over 50 of Brookdale's academic programs. Students can also leave here with tons of information, including how to apply to Brookdale, clubs and activities, financial aid opportunities, and job training for future career planning. In addition, students can also see how easy it is to transfer to a four-year college after Brookdale. To learn more about the open house or Brookdale Community College, log on to our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Perola. Thanks for watching Brookdale Television.
Hi, I'm Sophia Pearl, and I'm here at the Scholarship Recognition Ceremony, where Brookdale celebrates students who have received scholarships to further their education and the donors who made their scholarships possible. Let's go meet some of the recipients.
My name is Kyle Hayes, and I received a scholarship from the Stone Foundation of New Jersey. Brookdale has always been kind of like one of the top schools for...
And Brian Goutsworth, Tim Catalfamo back here. Second half action from the Collins Arena. 14-12 to go second half, and Brookdale's been able to open up the lead the last couple of minutes. It's up to 14 as Ford brings it up the floor for Middlesex. Ford, wild attempt, and he gets it to go. Difficult angle that time.
That's about the third time that Ford's been able to make that shot work for him. And right now, that matchup, Ford on Kirkwood for Brookdale, right now is not working. So I'm actually surprised that Kirkwood is remaining on Ford as his man, because right now Ford is beating him consistently with that move inside.
Traveling violations were much a part of the story in the first game of our doubleheader. They're racking up here, and it's going the other way. Offensive foul.
Wow.
It looks to be against Javon Daly for the Blue Colts. And so Brookdale will get possession. It's the third personal on Daly. Second foul committed by Middlesex County so far in the second half. Here's Okalani, takes the jumper, rimming in.
And Okalani may have gotten away with one extra step. He put his pivot foot and may have just dragged it just a little bit. The officials, I don't think, saw it, but again, an excellent jump shot right at the foul line for Okalani.
Ford working against Keyshawn Kirkwood.
And again, that matchup, that's another foul on Keyshawn. That matchup between Kirkwood and Ford is just not working. So I'm surprised, as I said, that Coach Chuzak is sticking with Kirkwood on Ford.
So to inbound underneath the Middlesex basket is Daly. Fresh shot clock to work with. As Daly now set to inbound. And it will be to Valentine. Aggressive hands from Jordan Hernandez. And so far, you'd have to say for Brookdale defensively, they had to watch Michael Valentine coming into this game. Comes in averaging just under 25 points a game. They haven't allowed him to wreck the game so far.
Yeah, right now, Valentine's been pretty quiet. We saw him in the first half have some nice opportunities, some nice looks, and he was able to hit them from behind the line in the left wing. But since then, this entire Middlesex offense, which was really kind of feeding off of those shots from Valentine, has gone cold and has allowed Brookdale to open up a lead.
Tavernier sets the screen. Ford no good from three. And Jordan Hernandez brings it up the floor for the Jersey Blues. Now it's Little against Tavernier. Traveling is the call on the Jersey Blues big man.
Little just is so big, and he has such a presence down low that when he tries to position himself, underneath the basket, sometimes he will drag his feet or he'll take too many steps before he brings the ball down. And unfortunately, it's something that we've seen him in the past have trouble with. He's cleaned up his act as far as fouls is concerned. He used to historically have a lot of foul trouble. So far, that hasn't been an issue for him this season, but the traveling issues have been a factor that he's going to need to try to fix.
Daly over Okalani. He's got it for two. 61-49 Jersey Blues. 12.5 to go here in the second half. Keyshawn Kirkwood is in the game. Catching fire, Jordan Hernandez. Off target from three. Offensive rebound right, and a foul called. And it'll be against the Blue Colts, Javon Daly.
And again, another opportunity where Brookdale gets the offensive rebound and gives themselves a second chance opportunity on this end of the floor, whereas Middlesex has struggled to get just an offensive rebound.
Okalani's out of bounds. Turnover, Brookdale. So right now, with the 5 on the floor for the Jersey Blues, it's Keyshawn Kirkwood, James Wright, Okalani, Jordan Hernandez, and Jordan Little. Simboli right now for the Blue Colts, bodied up by Okalani way outside, goes behind the back, takes the jumper from the foul line, and gets the friendly roll. Justin Simboli, that was quite a move.
Yeah, impressive. Simboli set his feet, took a lot of dribbling, but was able to make it count.
Hernandez's floater is no good, tipped around, and Tavernier claims the defensive rebound. Simboli quickly up the floor and knocked out of bounds off Jordan Hernandez. Brookdale's got in kind of a rut offensively here as they've been stuck on 61 points and a 10-point lead.
Yeah, they've had a couple of quiet minutes, but one thing that Brookdale, as I've said many times, is consistently doing is they're limiting the Middlesex to just one-chance opportunities on the floor on the offense. They're not allowing Middlesex to out-rebound them. Brookdale's definitely winning that portion of this game in the trenches, so to speak, underneath the basket with guys like Jordan Little. That's why we've seen him. Jordan Little has been on the floor since the beginning of the second half, and look at how well Brookdale has played in that area.
James Wright picked up the last personal foul. That's number 3. Balancing on a bounce, Tavernier, and it's going the other way, as he was out of bounds on that baseline drive, and the ball will go back over to the Jersey Blues. So Brookdale's only played 3 games on the season. There's only one team in the Region 19 that's played fewer, so they kind of have the benefit of having a long way to go as Okalani drives baseline, gets that to go. But, you know, they're playing basically once a week. You'd think it would be hard to get into a rhythm, but this team, especially on its home floor, they come to play, and they've been beating the opposition.
Well, that's going to change a lot in December. They have 7 games away in December compared to just one home game the entire month, and they're consistently one after the other. So that's going to change, but right now Brookdale so far doesn't seem to be bothering them too much with the lax as far as having a long off week, so to speak, and really only playing a game a week, but that's going to change in December. So I'll be interested to see how that road stretch, how this team is able to handle that.
Kirkwood for Little, and he can't slip it in. Rebound taken by Deshaun Williams. Simboli had his pocket picked by Jordan Hernandez, but a foul is going to be charged to Hernandez. He's one of those guys who's always around the basketball, had 3 steals a week ago. He's a very aggressive defender. That time it costs him as he picks up his first.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Cusek's too happy about that.
Pleading his case against the foul call, but he'll just take a seat and look up into the sky.
Remember, Coach Cusek's already got 1 technical foul this game, so he has to be very careful with what he says to the officials. But I like the aggressiveness by Hernandez that time. Just when you don't get the steal, lay off. At that point, that's it. You got to not continue to reach because you're going to get caught with a reach in.
Stolen away, James Wright. It's 2-on-2. Wright takes it himself and scores.
Beautiful transition and beautiful way of adjusting to that. He had players all around him. He knew there could be contact coming. He adjusts himself in midair and just easily lays it in.
10 minutes to go. 14-point Brookdale lead at 65-51. Valentine's been very quiet. The runner, and he gets the roll. Michael Valentine able to cash in, as you see on that last fast break. James Wright, the beneficiary. As Keyshawn Kirkwood in the front court for the Jersey Blues. Hernandez, bullet feed. Little couldn't throw it down. Jordan Little, it's just been one of those nights. As Valentine gets to the rim, his shot blocked, but a foul called. Okalani got a piece of that. Valentine comes away a little shaken up. And he'll be good enough to take the free throws for the Blue Colts, trailing by 12.
I think Little on that last opportunity at the basket wasn't sure and was indecisive whether or not to go for a layup or to throw it down with 2 hands. And I think that indecisiveness came back to bite him because of that. He wasn't able to really figure out what he wanted to do with the basketball, and that's why it rimmed out.
85% free throw shooter. The first is good. Here comes Matt Ringel. Jordan Little, who comes off a very good game his last time out, 14 points, 4 blocks. Not much of a factor tonight, though, as Valentine makes 2 at the line. And it's also interesting with Little, you go back to the 2 meetings between these teams last year, and Little had 2 of his better games. Both were double-doubles, but just has not gotten into a rhythm tonight. Okolani misses, and it's rebounded by Simboli. Middlesex can cut into this 10-point lead on this possession. Ford had it knocked away by Okolani, and then a foul called on the perimeter. And this will be Okolani. So Kiari Ford will go to the line where he's attempted about 4 tries on this night. .9:04 left to play on just a couple of days before Thanksgiving here. And that free throw is no good. It's knocked out of bounds. And it stays with the Blue Colts. When they have things go their way, you see on that bench, they're rather animated.
Yeah, and Sky Harris did a nice job boxing, just wasn't quite able to grasp that rebound. And that's why, unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be a foul there on, I believe, is that Hernandez, or is this an offensive foul on Middlesex? Oh, no, it's a foul
Sean Williams.
Wow, he's gone. He's fouled out, Brian.
So not doing much offensively is Williams, and now he'll take a seat with a lot of time left to play, 9 minutes. And he probably picked up a foul every 2 minutes he was in the game. Here's James Wright's jumper off the mark. Okolani on the follow, and he'll go to the line.
And again, Okolani there with the rebound. Guys that have really stepped up, and I'm very impressed with Brookdale so far this game. We've seen them struggle in past games where they haven't necessarily had the best rebounding in the world. They've been boxed out sometimes. They've had fouls that have been committed because they haven't had good position underneath the basket. But right now, so far in this game, the thing that's keeping Brookdale and has been able to allow them to get out to a double-digit lead has been consistently rebounding and getting second, third chance opportunities and then being sent to the line like you see Okolani here.
Who makes that one, and there was just another Middlesex player who was fouled out of the game. Javon Daly, his night is over. So Middlesex is now down to 10 available bodies for the rest of this game. 1 out of 2 from the line, and bringing it across the floor, Kiari Ford.
Middlesex committed a lot of fouls in the first half, but so far they only have 5 team fouls, so it kind of took me by surprise. I kind of forgot about how many fouls they had in the first half.
Tavernier banks it in as he was working against Matt Ringel, and he schools the freshman. Okolani, before the shot, he traveled, and Brookdale turns it over. They've been able to maintain this lead steady at right around double figures. Right now it's at 9, 66-57. But haven't been able to separate themselves in this game. Ford calling out the signals. Tavernier against Ringel. The back in, back out for Ford with the shot clock down to 10. Ford backs it out. Ford pull-up jumper, too strong. Jordan Hernandez the rebound.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to be a palming call on Jordan Hernandez. Again, Brookdale's just the last couple of possessions just a little out of control coming up the floor.
Well, it's definitely been a little bit sloppy here in the second half. Brookdale did a good job of keeping the basketball as far as not turning it over in the first half, but that has changed here. So we're under 8 minutes to go. 9-point Jersey Blue advantage. Ford handling it way outside, Okolani defending. Ford makes his move, splitting defenders, had it knocked loose, and it's going the other way. And they called a travel, and I don't know that I saw that time from the Blue Colts point guard.
I'm not sure I saw it either, Brian, but again, another mistake that Middlesex has made in this second half where they're just not helping themselves trying to get back into this game.
Timeout on the floor, 7:39 to play, 9-point Brookdale lead. We'll be back.
I'm Celeste Chericello, and I'm the Design Department Chair here at Brookdale. I've been the Design Department Chair for the past 6 years, and the Design Department has 3 programs: Architecture, Interior Design, and Graphic Design. The great thing about our department is that the professors, the adjuncts, the learning assistants all support the students and each other.
And welcome back inside the Collins Arena. Brian Goudsworth, Tim Catalfamo. Down to 7:39 to play in the second half, and a 9-point Brookdale lead, 66 to 57. As Brookdale looks to close it out, Coach Chizek told us the next 3 days his team will have off for the Thanksgiving holiday. And so Brookdale can get some much needed time off, then they'll get back in action 1 week ago today, as Wright, the hard drive, couldn't put it in. And now Ford comes back for Middlesex, knocked away, and you get a whistle and a foul called. Jordan Hernandez was in the area, and he will get charged with the personal foul.
Actually, I think it's going to go against Middlesex, Brian, if I'm not mistaken. I think they actually called it on Ford. That's his 4th foul.
My mistake. So each team now 6 team fouls in the second half. James Wright driving baseline. He gets swarmed. And Wright will go to the free throw line as this foul is picked up by the Blue Colts. Josiah Jones.
We've seen consistently, as you see a replay of this drive there by Wright, we've seen consistently in this game, Brookdale has driven to the basket more and has made more of a priority of getting to the rim, which in past games, while they haven't necessarily been not doing it at all, they have been more of a perimeter team. And Coach Chizak, one of the things that he is trying to utilize is the team's size and strength down low. And I guess one of the things that he was talking about in pregame warm-ups was the fact that he doesn't feel that his team is utilizing that enough. So he wanted to make that a priority. So far in this game, they have done that. And I think you see, while it hasn't been perfect, they've made some mistakes along the way, they have been consistently trying to drive to the basket more. It's showing. They're out rebounding too, which is always a plus when you're driving to the basket. And I really think that is the summary of this Brookdale team in this game.
It's James Wright makes that free throw. Lead back to double figures as we hit the 7-minute mark of the second half. 67 to 57 Brookdale. As the pass down low from Valentin to Tavernier. He misses on the inside, but he is going to the line. The fouls are really piling up, as this one is on the Jersey Blues. Jordan Hernandez, who has picked up 2 quick ones here in the last few minutes.
Yeah, Hernandez actually got a hand on Tavernier's mohawk there.
No good on the free throw. Tavernier coming off a 23-point, 18-rebound game in Middlesex's last time out. That was a loss against Atlantic Cape last Saturday. Even 7 minutes to play, and Tavernier no good on a pair. Rebound by Wright, up the floor in a hurry, coast to coast, and he gets it to go off the glass. James Wright would not be denied.
And again, Wright was one of the players that Brookdale depended on in the last game against Canada, where he had 12 points in that game. He's just continually been so quick and has been able to finish at the rim.
Tavernier on that last jumper from the top of the key. Here's Wright. thinking about the shot. Now starts the drive. The leaner from the baseline is an air ball. Tavernier able to field it. Up the floor in a hurry, Ford, and the shot from Simboli is blocked on the perimeter by Ringel. Ahead of the floor, Okalani flying through the air for the dunk.
And again, just nobody back on defense for Middlesex. So far in this second half, they have struggled. I don't know if it's because they're not expecting Brookdale to be able to run the course of the floor as well, but they are not getting back on defense. Just very, very poor job in transition defense for the Blue Colts.
Interception by Sky Harris. Fast break opportunity for the Jersey Blues. Harris to Ringel. Missed it with the left hand. Ford's lead pass. Tavernier uncontested. The right hand jam. So that time Brookdale with the poor transition defense. And you said it, we've seen a lot of poor transition defense on the other side with Middlesex. But Brookdale that time allowing the uncontested throwdown. 71-61 Jersey Blues. Hernandez, it was a tough contest. Offensive rebound and the putback. James Wright, the alertness, and he gets it to go.
Yeah, I think James Wright was interpreting that to be a pass from Hernandez and literally snatched it out of the air and put it back up and in.
Hernandez will take the assist. Why not? Valentin on the wing, guarded by Hernandez, and he gets bumped on the outside. That's the third personal on the Jersey Blues freshman from Passaic, Hernandez.
And now we see Jordan Little coming back in. So he had a nice 4-minute breather approximately on the bench. He'll probably be in for the rest of the game as long as he doesn't run into any foul trouble. Matthew Ringel did a great job filling in for him, but now he's on the bench. I expect Little, though, with about 5 minutes left in this game, to probably be on the floor for the remainder of the quarter.
Valentin misses. Tavernier is fouled, shooting a jumper on the baseline. Jordan Little will get called on that personal foul. And so that'll send Tavernier to the free throw line for the Blue Colts as they trail by 12. First attempt for the big man is good. So Brookdale in a week from today will take on Rowan College at Gloucester County. That's a 7 o'clock tip on November the 29th. 1 out of 2 from the line for Tavernier.
And as I mentioned, they'll only have one home game the entire month of December against Northampton on December the 3rd.
Wright handling it. Harris foul line. His pass knocked away by Tavernier. Now Sky Harris drives toward the rim, goes left-handed and gets it to go off the glass.
Nice pro step hop there by Harris in the lane. He had to take an extra step, hopped, got himself closer to the rim, and was able to finish.
Valentin couldn't handle the pass. Hernandez does. Okalani 2-on-1, takes it himself. And with the left hand, Zach Okalani. He's just all over the floor.
And Okalani took advantage of Ford that time. Ford's got 4 fouls, remember, so Ford was pretty much in a box. He really couldn't do anything. He couldn't foul Okalani because then he'd be fouled out of the game. So Okalani, very smart, took it to the hole with that in mind.
Valentin pull-up jumper, he's got it. So it's been a rather quiet night for Michael Valentin. Gets that one to go. It's been stuck on a 12-point Brookdale lead where it is right now. Little down low, turns, misses on the fadeaway. Tracked down on the offensive glass, James Wright. Little will try again, that's good.
Right now just firing on all cylinders is Brookdale. They're really, really working well. They're rebounding exceptionally well. When one of their players makes a mistake on offense, usually someone like Okalani or Little is there for the rebound and keeps the possession alive on the other side of the floor.
Valentin 1-on-1 with Hernandez. Tavernier sets the high screen, now takes the pass. Outside for Ford, 3 on the way, was blocked. Okalani takes it and then gets bumped in the backcourt. Kiari Ford on the personal. And so for Ford, it is personal foul number 4. Free throws for Zach Okalani for the Jersey Blues, looking to add on to a 14-point lead. Ian Sheriff, we haven't seen much of him. He checks in, replacing Josiah Jones for the Blue Colts. And Okalani to shoot right now.
Okalani's a business major here at Brookdale. Did you know that?
I did not. Tavernier, the rebound, and the leak ahead. It's Kiari Ford got tripped up. And another foul on this end of the floor, charged to Brookdale.
And right now for Brookdale, you're up by 14. There's really no sense and anything that you can justify as far as fouling is concerned. You have such a huge lead. Right now, Middlesex just is really not performing on offense. All you are really having to do is just have a nice, consistent opportunity, give them the opportunity to obviously take a shot, but make it contested, play strong defense, but not foul. Right now, there's really no sense in fouling. You have such a huge lead, so I just think this is a situation where you have a young team where maybe they're not realizing that, and it's putting them in some unnecessary foul trouble.
As right for Little, and Little is fouled as he looked to throw it down with authority. It just has not gone well on this end of the floor for Jordan Little tonight. He's certainly seen better days, but he will head to the free throw line with 2:45 remaining.
Fouls on Middlesex, number 22, Ian Sheriff.
Foul called on Sheriff, picks up his first. 19 foul on the Blue Colts. And Little, who struggles at the free throw line, but knocks down that one.
Yeah, Little only shooting 33% on the year from the line, Brian. So for such a big guy as he is, more often than not, he's going to be sent to the foul line. So that's something that he's definitely hoping to improve upon this season.
And how about that bounce off the top of the backboard, and it goes down. So 2 out of 2 from the free throw stripe. And this one appears to be on its way to a Brookdale victory. This one of their largest leads of the night at 16. Ford handling it way outside. Tavernier for 2. Drills it.
Tavernier's had a nice, quiet night. He's had some nice shots. He's been fairly consistent. Hasn't put himself in trouble as far as fouls are concerned. So him, along with guys like Ford, have been some of the bright spots for Middlesex.
Kerry Kirkwood, who we haven't seen much of, and the follow jam. Jordan Little on the offensive glass, soaring above the rim.
And again, just nobody there to box out people like Jordan Little. Brookdale's having pretty much anything they want down low when rebounding is concerned on the offensive side.
Symboli on the drive and the rejection underneath at Sky Harris defensively for Brookdale. And Middlesex will retain possession, inbounding underneath with Ian Sheriff. 1:54 to go, 16 on the shot clock. Valentin against Hernandez, takes it over Hernandez, rimming no, and a loose ball foul underneath the basket will be called. It appears to be on Sky Harris.
No, I think it's actually going to be on number 22, Brian.
Ian Sheriff picks up his second. And so with Middlesex over the limit, Harris to the line. So it was Harris who was fouled rather than committing the foul.
And the reason why that foul happened was Harris had position underneath the basket. Sheriff did not. Sheriff tried to go over him to grab that rebound, and every time you go over the back somebody, when they have position underneath the basket, that's an easy call for the official. That's what happened on that end of the foul.
Harris, one of the few sophomores on the roster, second attempt off the rim.
That's a third, I think, shooting violation we've seen on Brookdale this evening, where you have to wait for that ball to leave the player's hand before you get position and get off of the block. So that's something you don't see too often at this level. Sort of surprising tonight.
Valentin, that's for 3. Short. And it's rebounded by Harris. Brookdale can slow it down with 1.5 minutes to play. It's a 17-point Jersey Blue cushion.
Yeah, and right now Middlesex is in no situation to foul. Just they don't want to give up any unnecessary points. And for Brookdale, they can use as much clock as they want and really only shoot with 2 or 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Harris inside, goes glass and puts it in. So Brookdale putting on the finishing touches of what will be their 3rd consecutive home victory. Sheriff misses. Kirkwood trying to track it out of bounds. It'll stay with Middlesex. Under 1 minute to play now, 59.3 ticks.
Number 25, Matt Ringel.
Overall, Brookdale will go to a record of 3-1. Middlesex will drop to 2-6 under their first-year head coach Bilal Dixon. And they'll get set for action coming up next versus Passaic on November 29th, a week from today. Shot misses from the outside. Brookdale will take over. 45 seconds until this one's official. So about a 14-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Taking his time, Kerry Kirkwood. Watched by Ford. Kirkwood makes his move. Nice. Bullet feed. Ringel couldn't finish it. Knocked out of bounds. And it's last touched by the Jersey Blues. Ringel thought possession should stay here with Brookdale. Not that it matters much. In the final 20 seconds, Middlesex will have it.
I think we're actually getting a foul here, a technical foul on Matthew Ringel, Brian. Maybe you said maybe he was arguing that call. And that's just a mistake that's just unnecessary. I understand you're up almost by 19. Actually, you're up by 19, nearly 20.
So Valentine misses the free throw. 2nd technical foul of the night assessed to Brookdale.
Yeah, Coach Chusak's got 1 technical foul and 1 rebound earlier in the women's game. That was a joke, by the way. He was on the sidelines, and we were talking about that during the women's game. And
that's right. Collected 1 rebound. I'm sure he's had a couple in his day. 15 seconds to play. Here's Justin Simboli. Puts up from 3-point range. May have been blocked. Tavernier gets it back, lays it in. And Brookdale the inbound, and they will run off the final 5 seconds. Final score tonight, the Jersey Blues get it done on their home floor. They win it 86-69 as Brookdale victorious once again on their home floor. They come away with the 17-point victory. They'll now get some rest here before they take action again in 1 week from today. And just another strong performance all the way around from this team. And again, it's not one player that's making the difference. They play as a team. They're so good defensively, creating those opportunities in transition, attacking the rim, which is what Paul Chisak wanted them to do. They did that and more and come away with another victory tonight.
Yeah, they were very good in transition, but more particularly, they were very good rebounding the ball. I think when Coach Chisak goes back and looks at this game footage, and even Coach Dixon for that matter for Middlesex, the area that I think Brookdale won tonight was the rebounding area. They were just so good at getting second, third chance opportunities, and on the other side of the floor, limiting Middlesex to only maybe 1 opportunity per possession. So that's really where the game was won. We saw it fairly close in the first half, but towards the end of the first half, we even started seeing Brookdale really start to out-rebound Middlesex. So that really, coupled with the fact that Brookdale was driving the ball inside more, which is what Coach Chisak was, as you said, Brian, talking to us about pregame, what he wanted this team to do and what they were struggling to do the past couple of games. So they hit all cylinders. They did everything that they were supposed to do tonight, and like I said, they did a very nice job. Middlesex is a tough team, so very impressive win for this young Brookdale team.
And and the other thing too is holding Michael Valentine in check. As that's a wrap for now. Brookdale wins it 86-69, the final score. Thanks everyone for tuning in. For Tim Catalfamo, I'm Brian Gadsword, and down we go now to our post-game interview.
Kirkwood, Keyshawn, This was your first game starting alongside your brother Kerry.
Yes, sir.
How was it like to do that?
It feels really good, man. Last time I got to play when I was in high school, we started together. It feels really good to be back on the court with him.
You guys played well tonight, and you guys have gotten off to a great start this season.
Thank you.
Good luck on the rest of the season.
All right, thank you, man.
No problem. And now I'm here with sophomore guard James Wright. James, you scored 28 points tonight as you did whatever you wanted out there. How were you able to play so well?
Well, you know, I noticed they was able to hold me off the dribble, so, you know, I just kept attacking, and that was the game plan. You know, Coach Sheesh wanted us to keep attacking the basket. And, you know, I followed the game plan, so that's how I was able to do so well.
It seemed you were unstoppable, as well as the rest of the team. Guys, good luck next week against Rowan.
Thank you very much, man. Have a nice one.
All right, see you.
Thanks, man.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jim Crowder. I'm a professor here in the biology department at Brookdale Community College. I teach general biology, I teach life sciences, I teach anatomy and physiology 1 and 2.